Good day, everyone. I am Latif Morenikeju from the editorial committee, YSN Lagos, and we are here on another exciting interview session with Dr. Adekunle Hamid Mosaku from the prestigious University of Lagos, who has amassed a great wealth of knowledge and experience in the academia. So, Dr. Mosaku, can we meet you?
Thank you very much. First, let me thank God Almighty for what He has done to all of us as an individual and then collectively as a group in the profession of surveying and geoinformatics. So first, we give great thanks to God Almighty for this opportunity and for today also. We plan to meet today and then He has made it possible for us. Number two of our appreciation is our parents. We also pray that they cherish us when we are small. We pray that we also cherish them like that too. Number three, to appreciate is our teachers of repute everywhere, both mundane and spiritual. Every time we recognizing them and remembering them for the knowledge they've impacted us with. We will not be coming or we will not be here in the surveying or surveying geoinformatics environment if not for the stride of all those lecturers, teachers of repute, Baba to us also, counselors, mentors, and so on and so forth like that. Among them, Professor Jemrokun is our Baba in the faculty, in the university, in the department. I use this opportunity also to recognize him and all the other professors from those period till now. Among them also we have two that are late now. Professor Egberungbi, who was also my mentor of those days, is highly recognized and remembered. In the same way, we have the one that left us soon, also of recent, that's Professor P.C. Willow, who was my supervisor during my first degree here. He's also been recognized. And again, is my second supervisor also on campus. So I need to do that to recognize those people. And then at times one will be overwhelmed because of their contributions.
May their souls rest in peace.
Amen. So also is those who are still around that are mining the mantle of leadership in the department, from our HOD current one, Associate Professor E.E. Epu, and others like that. That's number one. Who is me or who am I? Isa, first name, Adekunle, middle name. Hamid Mosaku is my current surname now. Initially, it is Mosaku, but I leave that one to another time. So Hamid Mosaku as the surname now. Simply put, I'm a product of surveying department of that time, BSc year 1990 to 1996, MSc 2000 to 2002. Around that time, we joined as a staff, while we joined at graduate fellowship. That means we joined the department also, not necessarily as a full staff, but I started from that since 2000. So you count 2000 till now, you can know the number of years that we've been in service. And then put it straight, I joined as assistant lecturer year 2003. And today, I'm a senior lecturer in the Department of Surveying and Geoinformatics. I think that's the brief.
Yeah.
Maybe during the interview again, we can shed more light into some gaps there. Thank you.
That has been a long way coming, and we are honored to be sharing or having you here with us in this interactive session. So, sir, as a seasoned lecturer of the Department of the Surveying and Geoinformatics, Can you share your experiences so far with us?
Yeah, maybe I've started also earlier. The story has always been that you don't have perhaps students at the start. Not all everybody that you find in surveying of those days really shows surveying as a course. We find ourselves there. Ordinarily, because I didn't want to go down to whatever. Initially, I want to be a medical doctor.
Mm.
After my
First time.
under O level, I finished O level 84. I don't, where were you in 84?
No.
So O level in 84, I went to Baptist Academy, Obanekoro for my A levels. Unfortunately, I didn't get there on time, so it was almost during exam. And those days, once you didn't do well, I was laid off. So more or less, I would put it straight, I failed. It's not a crime to fail.
Yeah, we all have at one time point or
That
the
point in
other.
time or the
Yeah.
other. So I could not cope because I got there late. So I moved to Ansarudin College in Solo. That's where I start another from my low 6, and I finished my A levels also there. And as I've said, then it was physics, chemistry, biology that I want to come in for medicine. I love to be a medical doctor. Thank God again that that's why we cannot be a medical doctor, but we are also a PhD holder, and then we are also a doctor, but not medically now, but in the geospatial world that we find ourselves. So the experience started from that journey that, okay, what next? But an interesting thing happened during my A levels. That's why I have to go back to that. I found out that I wasn't coping well with the biological terms. So if I have to talk to myself, you still want to go for this medicine with all these biological terms that are so stubborn to me to recollect, to pronounce, and so on. So that's why I opted to come to engineering. And because the background we are given there, and I've done A-level physics, chemistry, ordinarily my jam should not be a problem. So that was why I have to come back to engineering line. Along there also the usual engineering that every student wants to take, particularly because we've gone through A levels. Though I didn't do mathematics at the A levels, is to come in for either chemical engineering or electrical. So that was my choice then also. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, and again, that was the first year that the JAM of those days leaked, and the results were cancelled, particularly for English. So my said when I entered UNILAG, English was not used as part of our grades, and I have to move to have a change of course, and that's why I landed in surveying. So 1990, I was one of those admitted for surveying year, and by that 90 to 96, that was the BSc. Fortunately, again, because I didn't join on time because of another stories, I didn't serve. I was age-wise, I was not eligible to serve again. So that means I moved to industry immediately, and I was also fortunate. Around that time, you have one of the friends of our prof, Professor Gberugbe, that you call him that they are having a project. That's why I joined that program at that company. And that was even by the former Surveyor General of the Federation, the old company, or thereabout. I don't know. I think that was his position then. Surveyor Moigui, with Surveyor Arrow. So we call it Terra Information Services Limited. And then we were on a Jeep project, applying learning for all the Jeep location there. So that was how I joined industry again. And then from that 96, I came back to do my MSc 2000, 2001 set. We finished 2002. And around that was what I said. I was also given the opportunity to be given G graduate fellowship assistant or graduate fellow. So we started with that. 2003, I was given assistant lecturership position here. And since then, we've been there. So my activities along that line has been we teach, we also research, uh, consultancies, if there are. So those are the activities.
Oh.
Those are part of the experiences also.
Okay.
And there are some along the journey that are very jamming and then very interesting. My IT was very interesting, and that's perhaps we also come to that or give advice about that. I did it in an oil and gas industry where it was very interesting, and then you gain a lot. 7 a.m. you must be ready, and then you pull out. You must have eaten, get your breakfast before 7, and then you go to the bush. You are not houseboat again. Houseboat in the bush. Carton Channel 1, Carton Channel 2 in Port Harcourt. Those are here for Shell. We are changing all the pipelines there. Other interesting aspect of that is we meet some other professionals because we are changing the pipelines in the bush. And that was very interesting. You meet the mechanical engineering, you meet the civil, you pull the pipes, all those noise of those in the bush. Very interesting. And then when we are back here also, the PhD journey also, later on we find ourselves outside the shore of Nigeria, which we can come back to that if time permits. So that has been the stories and then the experience. In terms of the experience also, usually we started with the year one, and then I've taught almost all the courses, not all courses. But initially when we joined, we taught history of surveying, we taught remote sensing, we taught geodesy, aspect of geodesy. You have many aspects of geodesy. Hydrography, I've also taught that. And currently at the MSc level, we are also teaching, we are also supervising up to PhD levels now. Those are part of where the experiences over years have come, supervised many students also. And we have many of our students also in the industries. And some also they join us to be lecturers here and there and many other places. So that's our story.
That's quite a great wealth of experience. So, the relevance of surveying and geoinformatics cannot be overemphasized. However, the discipline, it tends to be perceived elusive to some people. Is this the perception of surveying by people in the University of Lagos?
It depends on how you want to look at it. Because your YSM is also a student body, and then those who are still aspiring, you've used some terms there that passive, about 2 or 3 times there. And when you say perception of people, it also has a lot to do with who are such people. What's their attitude? That is what we call subjective norm. What's their preference to issues? And then when they utter such statement, what's their intention when they are saying that? So one of those perceptions that we can have that is also unique with UNILAG is that unlike most of other universities or other colleges of education or polytechnics and what have you, where you have surveying and geoinformatics or surveying of the whole, you find out that it's only in UNILAG that you have surveying engineering.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Maybe if you go to OAU, maybe sometimes also we have UNIBEN, also you have surveying environmental, but they are moving to their faculty of, or maybe school they call it, of engineering now. So perhaps that's an initial perception when the founders of surveying, and that's why we give reports to those our Baba, Professor Fajem Rokun and their likes, and then you have other two that were also up there, that they shows after returning from abroad and then surveying has to be in engineering. So we must appreciate them for that and giving us the leverage that we find ourselves in engineering. So that's a perception. People around us also be asking us at times that, why you people in surveying is only here? Why can't you should move to where you belong to as others also belongs there? And that we should move to environmental. So that has been an usual perception. It's also interesting that our main engineering lecture theater here, if you get to the door, and that's why we are appreciating those people of the whole. You have the inscription of the tripod and somebody observing as if you're observing the other light being inscribed on the door, grave. They did the drafting there and then to tell us that they appreciated us right from time when surveying has been in engineering. So in terms of perception, it depends, as I've said, attitude of people who are talking to you, what's their intention, why they are asking you that question. Some can be positive, can be seen at the other side of it. And for sure, we also have some part of our people. President Fajem Rukun has been the Dean of Engineering. This is also not something that everybody who has no current or what current and so on. So we also have some of our people that they've been faculty exam officers. They've also participated. So we are here, and then we are doing well here also. And I think many of us want to be here rather than going to environment. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Your current position as the Suez coordinator of the department, it places you at a vantage point to observe students in their various training offices. What are your observations so far?
That's another great one. As I've said, let me take it from my own, as earlier explained. I did it in a vibrant company or environment. Then when we are going, that was when I also did my first swimming test when you go to Shell facilities in Urogba, Rumokoro, and all those places in Port Harcourt. And then it was very interesting. So ordinarily, I would expect that every student that is also passing through us, and then those who are also outside, they should give them the best. That is survey firm or any other industries that the students. So it's part of it that we need to encourage them to get better companies where you can really have a feel of what it takes to do an IT. So it starts from office in charge, we call it SIPO. They have to collate or ask us to collate number of students or student that has to go on IT. So that will be done. And then the students are at liberty to look for where to do the IT. Suggestion can also come from colleagues, friends here and there that we can link them to. And then we have some of our staff also, or those who are helping, also get placement for the student. Somebody like Survey Ivari has been helpful in that respect. I usually help best students also to share or some of those servicing company to share. So that's very interesting. We must acknowledge his support in terms of that. We have others also firm that regularly they take the student, must also appreciate them. So it's a wide experience. And then on my own part is to ensure that the student gets registered to those company. And then at times you also advise them, no, don't just go to somewhere where you not be well equipped by the time you are coming back. Go to where you can
Amass knowledge.
amass your body of knowledge, gain more experiences. There are some companies that they usually have projects, always. So such companies, you have a lot to gain. Some of them also have expertise in different areas. You also need to cherish that and go to such company. And you have some of those companies also that the amount of training and the wealth of experience the student gain at the end of it all helps them in their life. You know, some of all those things that were peculiar to surveying is that, like those who went for OND, part of what Yabatech, FSS, or you will be telling their students is that they can start earning money or make money right from your ND. Because of the training they've given them, they are used to the software, and then they can plan or do all the usual thing people outside are doing, the drafting and then what have you, and then use AutoCAD well and some of all those things. So you give them leverage. At the end of every SUS, every student must be able to do it better and get it right. Another advantage, or what we used to tell the student, is go to company where also you can get experience about your final year project. This is also very important. So such advice is also given to students in such a way that it will help them when they are coming back to have ready choice of areas to work. And then it also helps some, if at all you want to work in an area, but because you work with a good boss or a boss where the firm is well established, you can go back there to use their facilities, either their equipment, either their software that we are not having here or what have you. You can as well have network. It can be a win-win, something that some of them will still need your service. I remember somebody among those who are graduating now, just finishing, when he left, he was still called back to come and help them to do one thing or the other. It's because of the kind of relationship that has been established while the guy was there. That was where the company can ask him to come back. Going further, some might be fortunate to come back to join the company as a full staff. Some, even before joining as full staff, you can have some of them that will come back to do their NYSC there, and so on and so forth. And at times we also used for collaborate, to have collaborations with the industries, which is also very important. There's no way we train here that if those outside are not also participating, that might not be also be adequate for us and for the profession. So I want to make an appeal at this junction, industries also to be up to date and then to give the right training to such students. They are part of those that will replace us later on, either on campus or joining you people in your company. Thank you.
All right. So the bottom point is that students also, they should play their part.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, they should not go after money. They should get the wealth of knowledge first.
That is very important. The money will even come when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
And there are some, we must also appreciate those companies that also pay. You have many of them that pay the student well, and then they are enjoying themselves. Company taking them to field. You have some of them, aside those that might be offshore. Yes, because of the insurance and many other things like that, they might not be privy. But I was privy. I didn't go to offshore then, but I was privy to go to many creeks in the river states those days.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. The survey profession, it has made so much strides due to the harmony between the academia and the professional body. So how can this harmony be further strengthened to achieve greater feats?
I must tell you, we've not been doing well in that respect.
Okay.
So we need to do it better. The usual thing that on campus people are saying is that just our tripod leg, tripod, that is three-legged. We need to have proper or better synergy between academia, the industry, on one part with the government. That makes that three legs. There is also what we call interaction between the towns and the gowns. The gowns are those of us on campus. The towns are those people outside, which can be the professionals. That's another three-legged now. So we must have the on campus or the institutions. We must have interaction, better one with government, because they are the one regulating. That must also be with the professionals. we need to do it better. The way it is now, we need to improve it. We are not there yet, unless otherwise, but that's my own perception. We are not there yet. I give you an instance. When I was away for my PhD, we have the Surveyor General of Malaysia. I did my PhD in University Technology, Malaysia. The Surveyor General of Malaysia that will come to my school then, because he was also an alma mater, that was his alma mater, he was an alumnus of the school, delivering lectures every month when I got there initially. What we are saying is that the chairman of Lagos State, the chairman of this, of that, go to those schools and interact with them. Let them hear your stories. Let them hear what you are doing. We also need to participate in most of all these activities of the professional body, NIS, and what have you, what have you. And some of our colleagues are doing well there, though some of us we are not doing. So we also need to, and that's why I said we need better interaction for us to go places. The survey world is virtually everywhere. There's nothing anybody is doing these days that is not geolocated. It's not having, it's not there are always elements of geospatial in everything that we are doing. In everything that you think of. So location is very important, either under the ground or water, underwater, whatever. Location is very important, and that's where the relevance of surveying is all encompassing. But we must better position ourselves to play better roles, to play such roles in a better way. So I will appeal, there must be better synergy between not just the two now, but government must come with better policies that bring about change in everything that we are doing. There must be synergy between governments, professional bodies, and the institutions, where not just surveying and geoinformatics, every institutions, there must be collaboration with their professional bodies. And another interesting aspect of it is directly or indirectly, the synergy must be improved, we must improve. These days, government are even telling us they can't fund education the way it ought to be. That means if the professional bodies are also taking that role also, it's going to go a long way. We must also appreciate some of them that are doing well. Recently, Lagos State NIS donated something to the department, which I'm using on behalf of the HOD and the member of the staff to appreciate that. We also have donation from staff of Lagos State office. They also came to donate something sometimes. And then you must also appreciate YSN also and others that are also interacting with the student body also to leverage on one thing or the other with them. Those are part of the collaborations. Those are part of something we need to cherish. And then I must also reach out to our alumnus, all the alumni. They need to come back and pay back to the department that have made them to grow, and then whatever you shall achieve today, the department has contributed and somebody must have done one thing or the other to you. Perhaps you also need to overlook and forgive, come back and render services to your alma mater. That's a long way to go. Donate that your money that you are spending lavishly on all this social something. Come and donate blue deals to us here. And many other things that you can do. Maybe in your name, in the name of your family, in the name of whatever. That will be ingrained. You know why we need to say it also? We have one of our deans in the university, Dean of Postgraduate Studies, that used to tell us that Harvard and most of all these foreign universities that most of us want to jackpot to, and many are also running out of the country for, that they are living or they are sustaining the university on what is coming from the alumni.
All right, sir. So we all, in short, we all have our part to play.
Yes.
the growth of the department and the university
And the
and the
profession.
academia and the profession at large.
Professional. Yeah. That's the goal, the profession.
All right, sir. So the YSN Lagos branch is constantly striving for the advancement of the discipline of surveying in different ways. And one of such examples was the training program that was carried out in the department, I think a few months ago. So are there other ways YSN Lagos can be of impact to the department of the surveying and geoinformatics in higher institutions?
Yeah. Just like from the previous answer, YSN, let me also say you are part of the professionals outside, though not at the babas or like the main body, but it's more of what I've said. Let's synergize in a better way. Appreciating that effort also. Some of you also, you have your companies. One of those things you can do is also to take those guys, let them join you, and let us give them the best. Even treat them as if they are your own biological children. And then, just like you asked about Sideways, there was a case of a guy that came back that he wanted to change his place of Sideways. Why? Said the boss used to smoke too much. He drink too much. Perhaps if somebody is coming back to tell us that, though we also have feedback that the students are not well trained from the industries, we have those professionals that will also tell us it's okay. And because we only need to do what you are giving us to use to train the student. And that's the reason why the other one that we said, though as I've said, there are some that we could not go into. Lecturers, if you say they should not practice, I've told you when I graduated here in 1996, I did my IT 95, 96. And where I did it, I've told you. Are you saying the experience of 96 up to date is what I should be teaching in classroom? I did some other ones by the time I was about to write my second. Where would I get the experiences of what to put in my folio if I didn't practice? Some will say, okay, you have to go through the consultancy of a UNILAG consult, for instance, or any other consultant. It's okay. What about if those projects of UNILAG consult is not those for surveyors around the time it is needed? So experience, we call it experience. It is something you acquire through training, through practice, and what have you like that. So we also need to cherish that. And that's why I'm also asking YSN, please, give more to those students. One, in terms of those training, they will also be coming, particularly when we have new students, we want you to come and talk to them and then encourage them. That's fantastic. We encourage more of that. We want more of that. I must also cherish the ones you make reference to about 2 months ago when you people came, seeing the drones flying around or doing all those training to the students. I saw one of those very interesting, and it's going to enhance their own understanding of the theories being taught in class. YSN, despite being student body, many of you are doing well. So also come back to pay to us. Come back and donate. From every project that you have, it's not out of place. Just go back to your institutions where your lecturer has taught you. Start with something either small or big. Just go back and pay back to that system that have produced you to be getting what you are getting today and what have you. And some are also doing well in that respect. I learned that Surveyor Shika went to his school, alma mater, where he did his first degree. He has donated course station to them and so on. Many can as well do that. That's a very good one. So we have many that are also doing well. So we encourage more of that. I was also privy to have, maybe you people have another female body. I'm not sure.
With
So maybe it's that, or I thought mix under, I thought the female body again under YSN. Is there any?
No.
Okay, that means the weeks. So I was also told by one woman like that, surveyor also, that they are also doing that campaign by going to secondary schools, just to drive those students also to come to see what is in surveying. Because there are also misconceptions about surveying. People just see that those who carry something, or it's just a four-corner job, and so on and so forth, without leveraging on the other aspects of surveying. Excuse me. So that's also a very good one. Other areas can be also cherish the students while they are here. You can organize, just like we are having a Olumide Memorial Lecture.
Okay.
If NIS is taking up that, perhaps YSN can also come with their own. You brand it, and then let's have inter-school debate, inter-school whatever, or essay. One of those things at times it might not be at the start.
We have conferences.
Okay, yeah, I know. And there's some of all those you're training something.
Yeah.
Conferences might be maybe for those who are, I don't think you are one student who attend your conference because you want to present paper. He has no paper to present. But if you come to meet him or you bring something at that level, what can they contribute to? Maybe at your conference also, you should ask them, or you ask them free, UNILAG should send at least 2 or 5 students, let them enjoy themselves throughout. Let them enjoy, Yaba Tech students also enjoy, and so on and so forth. Those are part of what you can. So they see the profession as their own right from that stage. And they will also be able to be participating and do better and do a lot. So which I think YSN, you can help us to leverage to do more.
This is a challenge to us.
Yeah. Everybody, we must be on board now to bring the profession to a better limelight. We are doing well, but we need to do better because others are also doing better than us. So
we are motivated.
Welcome.
So on a final note, sir, what would be your advice to young people in the discipline who would want to join the academics?
Yeah, to join the academics. Yeah. Number one, we thank God today. The journey to academics has changed. I also leverage on what I said before. We are given the advantage then. That was why we joined as a graduate assistant. Then, sometimes ago, UNILAG also has something like that. Best student, first class, the automatic start. They will do their service here and then they continue like that. But I think that has been stopped now. So we have to address that one in many ways, or at least 2. Number one, and that is also coming from what we've been saying, industries must encourage people who are here to remain. Otherwise, what is disturbing? I'm also a registered surveyor. I can pull out from here and then I will join. 2014, Surveyor Shika was in Malaysia when we have FIG. What says that after my PhD, I can't join him now and be doing almost what he's doing now and then living, I'm just using this case. So we need to encourage them. Otherwise, I hope we will not be killing the profession if we don't change our attitude to the lecturers and then if we don't want them to practice or whatever. Nothing disturb any one of us also to leave the profession. I can join outside. Even my own PhD take me to any discipline. What I've done. And likewise many other people. And those are the history of most of our professors or many of us. Professor Olade then was given opportunity to remain abroad when he finished his PhD. On his own, he said he's coming back. I have one professor that just returned to, though he's not in surveying, he just returned back to AAU, Akumba. What is the first name of AA of Akumba?
Adekunle
Hamid University, Akumba. He's a professor in Saudi Arabia earning big money. He just returned back to Nigeria, carry all his luggage, say he's coming back to come and serve his country. He's leveraging on the fact that he has passion for it. Many that has also that passion If you kill it, so students or those who want to join the academia must also be encouraged. They must see the profession as that allows them also to do, not just if you are there, you have nothing to do with the industry again, and then you can practice the way we are doing now. Ordinarily, you will see people that want to come down. So that's why we need to have a look at that. We need to encourage them from the industry. You have students that are on IT with you. I met one guy yesterday and he was lamenting where he did his IT. That anytime you want to go further to explain something outside cadastral, is as if the boss is going to be frightening and then he's accusing him of one thing or the other. They don't want him to talk of anything aside cadastral. Though that's outside Lagos, so not in Lagos. Just yesterday evening, night, around 8. So if somebody like that, how will you encourage somebody just on cadastral and say it's only cadastral, and then the guy will be having interest? Unfortunately, the guy is writing exam. He says he's in stockbrokers now. That's the exam you want to write. I said that means you are no more in surveying. That was how he was telling me all the stories from all those industry and then during his IT. So we need to change that. Somebody that want to come here, it's tedious environment, also with what government is doing. And that was why we are calling that government should also support. Professionals should also support. Somebody on PhD, you spend all those donkey years on learning, reading, and all those stuff. What do you gain? After PhD, you think that things are better or should be better. You can Google for the salaries of your lecturers. You all know them. Factory money, and then with all these economic challenges in the country. But they've taken that's their passion. They want to be here. So they need to be encouraged. So for those who are coming, we have to encourage them also on our own. And then the terrain has changed tremendously. So people should not be afraid that, they are spending or they will spend donkey years on PhD and what have you. No, it has changed. If you take UNILAG, for instance, you have about 3 years ago, 3 guys that finished. And they spend around 3 years, I'm not sure it's up to 4 years on PhD. That's very remarkable. And we are building on that also. And to tell you also, I'm the PG coordinator for the department also. So we are working. And by God's grace, next convocation, we are having about at least 3 PhD to graduate among other students. So that's a very good stride to us. So we call those who want to join, let them be free. But we are unique in our own. UNILAG, you still have to do coursework here, unlike most of other universities that they don't do coursework. Just to give you the right thing, not just you just go and say you are going to research. You are going to research and you've not met me before, and you didn't go through my training in your MSc, or go through the training of many other colleagues around here. No. You might miss some things. And that's where the uniqueness of UNILAG is there. And we encourage others, also many of you, also YSN and many, come back to here, come to UNILAG for your postgraduate studies. It's the right environment for you to do that. And then you have colleagues that are well-grounded. And then likewise, you can collaborate. That's the nature of training of today. So I encourage young ones among you also, let's think of how we can come back. And I must tell you along that line, just to tell you how the system is also demystifying many things. Currently, for the admission of MSc this year, as at last week, the postgraduate school has, or on behalf of the university, has it that there will not be any qualifying exam. So everything will reside back to the department. We assess your certificate and some other things that you claim you are having. And then that will be worked out and presented to the departmental committee. And based on that, you'll be offered admission or recommendation made to PG school, and you are offered admission. Unlike before, where you have to write qualifying exams and so on. Ordinarily, your CV or your transcript to tell who you are, and then courses you've taken, or your preparedness for the next level, which is for the postgraduate program. So we encourage young sharp, let us join. It is also for yourself, your family, and then for the profession. If many are not coming back to teach, what will happen to the profession? So we must encourage others to come so that the mantle of that training will continue, and then they can as well participate in many other things in life. So that's one aspect.
Oh, this is
Yeah. For young sharp also, we need to be more pragmatic. Technology is also changing, and that's the reason why we also need to change with that. Either YSN, I think yesterday or whatever, I saw on the NIS platform that the APPNS, your training for this year, professional development training, is on blue economy and something like that. That's very beautiful. But it depends on who and who are to handle the sessions and so on and so forth. So these are emerging areas that your surveying or your cadastral aspects might have their own limitations that we need to leverage on all those new and emerging areas of our environment, in our environment. So that's very an interesting area that is coming. And you can see we also have Minister of that is in charge of blue economy for the country. Sometimes ago, Lagos State is also talking about that. So that's the right topic for me for that professional training. So we need to be more pragmatic, and then let's leverage on the technology. Today, also for those who want to come back, must also be sound in some areas. There is no doubt. It's not just cadastral now. Must also leverage on many other things. Irrespective of area of socialization anybody want to go into, let's take back some of those basic things that we learn. All the software around us, we also learn about them. We have mastery of some of them, if not all. Today also, excuse me, just like we are talking of blue economy, another good emerging area that we need to, that is revolutionizing virtually every aspect of human life is AI. Machine learning, deep learning. We also need to go into that and start doing things along that line. It is until we are able to do this, or surveyors also, not just those who develop the GPS for us. Is it surveyors that develop GPS? The echo sounder we are using, the echo sounder, is it our product? We are only users of them, or you have a kind of a recourse, and then you go into many other aspects where you can be part of them. So we cherish that. And I think another thing that the youth or those you people can be encouraged on is we have our IMS here, Institute of Maritime Studies. And one of the programs they've stationed is MSc in hydrography, which, God's willing, that will also take us to having CATE at the end of the day, if not immediate, or at least it's part of the plan. So that means what people are going abroad for, you can as well have it around us here, and then you save a lot of things and so on and so forth. That will be not just UNILAG, it will be in conjunction with the Nigerian Navy, and then you also go to their vessel for some training, practical, and so on and so forth like that. So the future is bright for us, but we also need to also get engaged and get moving, and let everybody be on board. It has to be a synergy, and then we work collaboratively. So that we have a lot to gain, we have a lot to achieve at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So this brings us to the end of the interview. So Dr. Musaku, would like to appreciate you for your time. Thank you for having us. And we hope that next time you open your arms to receive us. And we're also thanking you for all you do for the department. Thank you for all you do for the surveying profession. Thank you for what you are doing for the nation at large, because teachers are nation builders. We are who and what we are today because people like you have sacrificed their time, and your resources and your essence into making us, into forming us to who we are. So once again, thank you very much, sir.
I must appreciate you all and YSF specifically for this opportunity also to hear from me on behalf of the department, on behalf of the profession. And then, as I've said, keep us the flag flying and let's do it better.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So special appreciation to members of the editorial committee that are here. We have Survey, we have Mr. Olamide, Mustafa, Teslim, and also the media team that have made this session very interesting as well. We have the presence of Mr. Fodesho Adigoke, the presence of Mr. Omoni Isaiah. Thank you very much for your
Thank you
time.
all.
God bless you. So thank you, everybody. Also, please, we have the deputy chair of YSN Lagos here. He was the one that even drove us down. Thank you for your selfless service to the network. We really appreciate you. And we pray that the Lord will continue to be your strength. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very